all rhythm isn't made up of straight quarter, whole, or half notes. Sometimes we subdivide the main beats into smaller portions. In 4/4 time, a quarter note receives one beat and an eighth note receives half a beat. In the next example, we divide the beat into two portions to accommodate the eighth note. Whenever counting a measure with eighth notes, always use one and while playing, so you know exactly where that eighth note goes. Let's do the following examples at the andante tempo. Remember, every tick is the main beat. The subdivisions come in between each main beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. The next example in 3/4 time. 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2 and 3. 1, 2, 3. Next example in 2/4 time. 1, 2. 1 and 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2 and 1, 2. 1 and 2 and 1, 2. 1, 2. We can subdivide the eighth notes into two parts using 16th notes. Here's an example. The syllables E and simply help you know exactly where those 16th notes are played. Let's do the example of rhythm patterns with 16th notes at the adagio tempo. Remember, each tick is a main beat. The first example in 4/4 time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 E and a 2 and 3 E and a 4. 1 E and a 2 and 3 and 4. Going on to the next example in 3/4 time. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1 E and a 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3. The next example in 2/4 time. 1, 2. 1 E and a 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 E and a 2, 1 and 2. Not all subdivisions are equal. This is where the dotted note values are used. A dot by the side of the note adds to the time value. It takes half the value and adds that half to the value. In other words, in 4/4 time, the quarter note receives one count. A dotted quarter receives 1½ counts. Here's an example. The quarter note gets one count. The dot gets half a count. So the dotted quarter note receives 1½ counts. The dotted quarter note gets all of beat 1 and the first half of the next beat. Let's do this example at the andante tempo. Remember, the ticks are the main beats. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. In a dotted half note, the half note gets 2 beats, and the dot gets 1 or half of 2. 2 plus 1 equals 3. The dotted half note receives 3 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. A dotted eighth note receives 3/4 of a beat, half for the eighth note, a quarter for the dot. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. Whenever a composer wishes to hold a note longer than its original time value, but doesn't wish that note to be played again, he uses a tie. A tie is a curved line connecting two notes of the same pitch. The first note is played and held for its allotted time value, and the tied note is held for its allotted time value. For example, a half note receives 2 counts. The tied half note receives 2 counts. Altogether, you have played the first note once and held it for 4 counts. The quarter note receives 1 count, and the tied quarter note gets 1 count. Let's use this example. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. In that entire example, you should only have clapped 3 times. Let's look at some examples using everything we have learned so far. Again, at the adagio tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Next example is in 3/4 time. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, a 3, a 1, 2, 3. The last example is in 2/4 time. 1, 2. 1, a 2, a 1E and a 2, and 1, 2, 1, 2. So far, we've divided the beat into 2 or 4 subdivisions. What happens if we divide the beat into a third of its original length instead of by halves or by fourths? We simply take 3 notes and place a 3 under or above a bracket, and we have a triplet. This triplet gets 1 beat. Notice the notes within the bracket are eighth notes. Here are some examples of triplets. Remember to keep the main beat in mind at all times. Again, at the adagio tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next example is also in 4/4 time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, a 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sometimes within the composition, the time signatures change. Say a composer wants to go from 3/4 to a measure of 2/4 to a measure of 4/4 time. Since the bottom number is still 4, the quarter note receives 1 count. Simply keep track of how many beats you're putting in each measure. Just make sure the quarter note remains constant. Here's an example of changing time signatures. 1, 2. 1 and 2. 1, 2. 1 and 2. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2. 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. Occasionally you will see a time signature like this. This means a measure of 3/4 is followed by a measure of 4/4 in alternating 3/4, 4/4 time signatures until the next time signature appears. Always keep in mind which measure you are in. Again, the quarter note must remain constant. Here are some examples of alternating time signatures. The 3 is first, so we count the 3/4 measure before the 4/4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3. 1 and 2, 3, 4.